Thank you, and good morning, friends. We come to you this morning to bring announcements, dedications, and songs. We certainly hope that your day may be brighter after listening to our program. The following family would like to thank their many friends for the food, the flowers, the condolences, and all other expressions of sympathy and kindness shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. Deacon S. Hazel Bimry Daniels, age 85, of 1903 Pateville Road, Cordele, Georgia, died Friday, March 14th at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Deacon S. Hazel Bimry Daniels, age 85, was held Saturday, March 22nd in the sanctuary of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church in Cordele, Georgia. The pastor, Dr. Jwwilliams, officiated. The burial followed at the Macedonia Baptist Church Cemetery, Drayton Community, Vienna, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted children, Mr. Albert N. Bimry Sr. and his wife, Mrs. Lafrida Bimry, Mrs. Neat Royal Wyndham, Mrs. Lavanza D. Fagan and her husband, Deacon Jimmy Fagan, Mr. Broderick James Daniels Sr. of Cordele, Georgia, Mrs. Evelyn Atkins of Atlanta, Georgia, Mr. Tony Daniels, Mr. Michael Daniels, Mrs. Sandra Bonner and her husband, Mr. Ralph Bonner, all of Cordele, Georgia, Mrs. Brenda Williams and her husband, Mr. Donald Williams of Haines City, Florida, and Ms. Darlene Daniels of Miami, Florida. 41 beloved grandchildren, 100 great-grandchildren, and 14 great-great-grandchildren. A beloved sister, Mrs. Ethel Jackson of Hawkinsville, Georgia. Her sisters-in-law, Mrs. Lucille Daniels, Miss Abigail Bimry, Mrs. Gloria Bimry, Mrs. Sylvia Bimry, and Mrs. Gussie Daniels. A beloved cousin, Mrs. Anora McKenzie of Hawkinsville, Georgia. A host of devoted nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. Deacon S. Hazel Bimry Daniels, age 85, of 1903 Pateville Road, Cordele, Georgia. Again, the family would like to thank their many friends for all of the many kindnesses shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. May God bless each of you is their prayer. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna were in charge of this arrangement during this past week. And now, it is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcement. United States Army veteran Deacon James Arthur Smith, age 93, of 410 West 4th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Wednesday, March 19, at his residence in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted children, Ms. Jwwilliams Smith of Savannah, Georgia, Mrs. Pearl Sonia Lowndes, and her husband, Mr. Gilbert Lowndes of Leesburg, Georgia, Ms. Sharon A. Smith of Cordele, Georgia, and Mr. James Bradley Smith and his wife, Mrs. Kim Smith of Kemper, Texas. 3 beloved grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, to include Mrs. Lucille G. Harris and Mr. Wayne Foster, a host of cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends, to include his caregiver, Ms. Madeline Oliver and Ms. Gail Gunther, survived United States Army veteran Deacon James Arthur Smith, age 93, of 410 West 4th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for United States Army veteran Deacon James Arthur Smith, age 93, will be held Friday, March 28th at 11 a.m. in the sanctuary of his beloved Greater Morris Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church in Cordele, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend Dr. K.M. Williams, will officiate. The burial with military honors will follow in the Veterans section of Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. The public visitation will be Thursday, March 27th, from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Miss Benita Lynn Cross, age 64, of 412 West 19th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Sunday, March 2nd at her residence in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted children, Miss Cindy Farmer of Cordele, Georgia, Miss Bradley Farmer and her husband, Mr. Andrew Farmer of Atlanta, Georgia, 6 beloved grandchildren, 6 great-grandchildren, her beloved brothers, Mr. Larry Cross and his wife, Mrs. Deborah Cross of Cordele, Georgia, Mr. Jefferson Cross and his wife, Mrs. Marilyn Cross of Leslie, Georgia, Mr. Harvey Gregory and Mr. Darrell Cross, a host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survived. Miss Benita Lynn Cross, age 64, of 412 West 19th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Benita Lynn Cross, age 64, will be announced at a later date, pending the completion of the arrangements. Deacon S. Johnny May Griffin Campbell, age 79, of 1006 South 10th Street, Cordele, Georgia, died Friday, March 21st at the Palm Beach Gardens Medical Center in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Survivors include her loving and devoted children, Miss Lavera Walker Smith and her husband, Mr. Michael Smith, Miss Felicia Walker, Mr. Irwin Williams Jr. and his wife, Mrs. Sharon Williams, and Mr. Eric Walker. Her loving and devoted grandchildren, Mr. Michael Smith Jr., Miss Satara Smith, Miss Amber Smith, Mr. Eric Walker Jr., Mr. Vantavius Williams, Mr. Keyshawn Williams, Miss Sierra Walker, and Miss Zakira Williams, a host of great grandchildren, her loving and devoted sisters, Mrs. Shirley Outlaw and her husband, Mr. Alonzo Outlaw, Mrs. Helen Ford and her husband, Mr. Eugene Ford, Mrs. Brenda Oliver and her husband, Deacon Sam Oliver Jr., Miss Elizabeth Griffin, Miss Edna Griffin, Deacon Earl Griffin and his wife, Mrs. Ruthie Griffin, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. Deacon S. Johnny May Griffin Campbell, age 79, of 1006 South 10th Street, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Deacon S. Johnny May Griffin Campbell, age 79, will be announced at a later date, pending the completion of the arrangement. Mrs. Sharon Yvette Rosador Kennard, age 68, of 614 East 12th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Friday, March 21st at her residence in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted children, Mr. John Kennard and his wife, Mrs. Randy Kennard, Mr. Matt Kennard and his wife, Mrs. Morgan Kennard, all of Jacksonville, Florida, Miss Mary Canary and her husband, Mr. Alex Canero of Roswell, Georgia, Miss Rena Tatum and her husband, Mr. Justin Tatum of Cordele, Georgia. 8 beloved grandchildren, 1 great-grandchild, her beloved brothers, Mr. Aldo Rosador and Mr. Melvin Rosador, both of Columbus, Georgia, a beloved aunt, Mrs. Rena of Puerto Rico, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends, to include the Brackett family of Cordele, Georgia, survived Mrs. Sharon Yvette Rosador Kennard, age 68, of 614 East 12th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Sharon Yvette Rosador Kennard, age 68, will be announced at a later date, pending the completion of the arrangements. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week. Friends, that conclude our funeral notices for this morning. And as always, we remind each of you concerning our pre-funeral arrangements planning available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home, with packages available with a single pay, a 3-year pay, a 5-year pay, and a 10-year pay. So please stop by and talk with us concerning your pre-funeral arrangements needs available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. And also whole life insurance is available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home.
And now for announcements. The Free Providence Baptist Church will celebrate the 19th anniversary of its pastor, Reverend Choice Cobb, and his wife, Sister Deborah Cobb, today, Sunday, March 23rd at 11 a.m. Minister Sarah Tennant Smith will be the guest speaker. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Deacon Eric Lundy, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Choice Cobb Sr. is the pastor. The New Poplar Springs Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them each The New Poplar Spring Baptist Church, Bonneville, invites everyone to worship with them each Sunday at 9:45 a.m. There will be no fifth Sunday service. Each Wednesday, you may join them via conference call at 6:30 a.m. for morning prayer and at 7 p.m. for an hour of encouragement. The dial-in number is 253-993-3761. 253-993-3761. Pastor Teacher Johnny Dean is the pastor. The Free Providence Baptist Church will celebrate the 19th anniversary of the pastor, Reverend Choice Cobb, and his wife, Sister Deborah Cobb, today at 11 a.m. Minister Sarah Tennant Smith will be the guest speaker. Deacon Eric Lundy, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Choice Cobb Sr. is the pastor. The new Union Grove Baptist Church 140th church anniversary and the 12th anniversary of the pastor, Reverend Mathis Wright Jr., will be observed today at 11 o'clock a.m. The Welcome Baptist Church and Pastor Reverend Tommy Law will be in charge of the services. The unity colors are purple and white, and dinner will be served. Reverend Mathis Wright Jr. is the pastor. The Freedom Harvest Worship Center of Leslie Spring Revival will be Monday, March 24th through Thursday, March 27th at 7:30 p.m. Our program will be Monday, Green Grove, Shady Grove, Mount Salem Baptist Church, and Reverend Mario Harris. Tuesday, Little Rock Baptist Church and Dr. Valene Ray. Wednesday, Perry Grove Baptist Church and Minister Dorothy Batts. Thursday, I Believe Victory Church and Pastor Horace Holloway III. Dr. Georgia Deriso is the pastor. Free Will Ushers Union will meet on Sunday, March 30th at 11 a.m. at the Union Grove Baptist Church. All churches and ushers, along with the public, is invited to attend. Also, a business meeting will be held Friday, March 28th at 7 o'clock p.m. Deacon Arnett, Union President, Reverend William Edwards, host pastor. The new St. Paul Baptist Church of America's annual youth revival will be Tuesday, April 1st through Thursday, April 3rd at 7 p.m. Our program will be Pastor O. Quintard Bryan of Sims Chapel Baptist Church, Covington. He will be the guest speaker. Youth Day will be observed on Sunday, April 6th at 11 a.m. Evangelist Stacy Sims will deliver the message. Deacon Wilbur Sims, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Michael Walker is the pastor. The Antioch Baptist Church Americas will celebrate the 9th anniversary of Pastor Reverend Ricky Cladd and First Lady Veranda Cladd on Sunday, April 6th at 11 a.m. A special program has been planned and everyone is cordially invited to attend. Deacon David Laster, Chairman of Deacons, Minister Ricky Cladd is the pastor. The Big Bethel Baptist Church of Americas will host the Albany State University Community Needs Assessment and Focus Group for Sumter County on Thursday, April 17th at 6 p.m. Topic of discussions will be technology, resources, and education. Questions may be answered. For more information, please contact Dr. K.V. Eady, Community Organizer at 5763. The Union Baptist Church of Montezuma Revival Service will be Tuesday, April 22nd through Thursday, April 24th at 7 p.m. Reverend Luther Barnes, gospel singer and pastor of Restoration Worship Center, Rocky Mount, North Carolina, will be the guest revivalist. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Pastor Donald Walker is the pastor. Believe Covenant Deliverance Ministries of America's deacon ordination ceremony for Brother D. King will be April 27th at 2 p.m. The Mount Salem Baptist Church, Green Grove Baptist Church, and Pastor Mario Harris will be the guests. Pastor Crystal Heath is the host pastor. Congratulations, Reverend Norris Harris, Pastor of the Year for the AME Eastern District. And we pray that God will continue to bless you as you continue in the efforts that you do to promote the kingdom of Christ. The Beulah Land Baptist Church will climax the 95th church anniversary and the 9th anniversary of Pastor Dr. Dwayne Daniels today. At 2:30 p.m., Pastor Sharon Homer of Great Chapel AME Church, Macon, will be the guest speaker. Food will be served before the service from 1 p.m. until 2:15 p.m. There will be no morning worship service. For more information, please call 478-361-0464 or email at minerva.daniels@gmail.com. Deacon Willie Smith is chairman of deacons. Minister Minerva Daniels is assistant pastor. Dr. Dwayne L. Daniels is the pastor. The Zion Grove Baptist Church, Oakfield Annual Family and Friends Day will be today. Worship service begins at 10 o'clock a.m. and everyone is cordially invited to attend. Mother Ora Morris, church mother. Deacon Paul Alford, chairman of deacons. Reverend Tiller Sims is the pastor. The Albany State University will host a community needs assessment and focus group for Crisp County on Thursday, March 27th at 6 p.m. at the Crisp County Community Center, 1129 North 5th Street in Cordele. The topics of discussion are technology, resources, and education. For more information, please contact Dr. K.V. Edie at 229-881-5763, 229-881-5763. The Crisp County Middle School will sponsor or present Stepping Into the Georgia Milestones Assessment Awareness. Will be held on Thursday, March 27th from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Parents are asked to join the informational meeting held at the Crisp County Middle School cafeteria. They will share the importance of the Georgia milestones, test prep strategies, what to expect, as well as provide links to help your students study. For more information, please call 229-276-3460 or Mrs. Demetria Clark, Assistant Principal Test Coordinator, or Kelly Chadwick, Parent Engagement Coordinator. Again, that number is 229-276-3460. The Hilltop Church of Christ Gospel Meeting will begin Saturday, March 29th at 3 p.m. through Tuesday, April 1st at 7 p.m. nightly. Brother D.Z. Washington of Midtown Church of Christ, Orlando, Florida, will be the guest speaker. Brother James L. Hughes, pastor. The Beautiful Zion Baptist Church will celebrate the 21st anniversary of its pastor, Reverend Lorinda Ray, Friday, April 4th at 7 p.m. The Zion Grove Baptist Church and Reverend Tiller Sims will be the guests. The anniversary will climax on Sunday, April 6th at 11 a.m. The Little Rock Baptist Church and Reverend Joseph Green will be the guest. Mother Donna Mae Childs, church mother, Reverend Lorinda Ray is the pastor. The Mount Olive Baptist Church of Warwick Family and Friends Day celebration will be Sunday, April 6th at 10 a.m. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Refreshments will be served. Mother Willie Mae Walker, church mother. Deacon Lindbergh Williams Jr., chairman of deacons. Bishop Jerome Milton is the pastor. The Greater New Birth Outreach Ministries' third annual Autism Awareness event will be Saturday, April 26th from 12 p.m. until 2 o'clock p.m. This event also aims to promote acceptance, inclusion, and support for individuals with autism and their families. Mrs. April Thompson will be the guest speaker, and this is hosted by Mrs. Kamisha Spears. Brother Kenneth Bivens is the host pastor. Everyone has a cordial invitation to worship at the Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church today. Sunday school at 9 a.m., worship service at 9:30 a.m. Mother Mary Henderson, Church Mother, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, Chairman of Deacons, Dr. Jwwilliams is the pastor. The Gethsemane Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for you to worship with them today. At 10:30 a.m., Deacon Johnny Wilson, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Cecil Straughter is the pastor. The New Oak Grove Baptist Church invites you to worship with them today. Sunday school at 9:15 a.m., worship service at 10 a.m. Deacon Alonzo Jones, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend W.W. Wilson is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the Greater Gum Creek Baptist Church today. Worship service begins at 10:30 a.m. Mother Norma Solomon, Church Mother, Deacon Zachary Fields, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Joseph Hockenbrook is the pastor. The Zion Hope Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for you to worship with them today. Sunday school at 10:30 a.m., worship service at 11:30 a.m. Deacon Xavier Bryant Sr. is the Chairman of Deacons. Brother Willie James Felton is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the Emmanuel Baptist Church today. Worship service begins Sunday school at 10 a.m., worship service at 11:15 a.m. Bible study is held each Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Mother William McGill, Church Mother, Reverend Gregory Williams is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the Mount Calvary Baptist Church today. Sunday school begins at 9:30 a.m., morning worship at 10:45 a.m. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Mother Evelyn Lewis, Church Mother, Deacon Leon Spears, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Isaac Owens is the pastor. Again, we would like to remind you, if you have announcements that you would like for us to use on a Sunday morning program, you may drop them off to us at the funeral home Monday through Saturday until 12 o'clock noon. Also, you may mail them to us at Post Office Box 516, Cordial, Georgia. And as always, you may fax them to us at 229-273-5111, or you may email them to us at info@jwwilliams.com. We remind you that you may join us each Sunday morning here on WSST TV, Channel 55 from 7 until 8 o'clock a.m., WDEC Radio 94.9 Radio at 7:30 until 8 o'clock a.m., and as always on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. That concludes our announcements for this morning.
And now for dedication. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following: in loving memory of Mrs. Eroyce Hughes Davis, who departed this life March 19, 2022. Dedication requested by her beloved sons, Victor, Valton, Vincent, and Barry, and her grandchildren, great-grandchildren, the Hughes family, and her beloved sister-in-law, Mrs. Ida Ruth Bryant, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mother Lucille Trice Tarbert, who would have celebrated her birthday March 18, dedication requested by her beloved granddaughter, Miss Latasha Trice, her beloved children, Miss Bernice Pittman, Mr. James Trice, Mr. Ernest Trice, Mrs. Agnes Stubbs, and Miss Minnie Mitchell, and the entire family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mother Isabella Jones Beal, who departed this life March 20, 2006, and would have celebrated her birthday March 29th, dedication requested by her beloved family and the members of the New Oak Grove Baptist Church, where she served as mother of the church for many years. In loving memory of Mrs. Osi Lockett, who departed this life, dedication requested by the Lockett family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mr. John Arthur Manning, who departed this life March 23rd, 2023, dedication requested by his beloved wife, Mrs. Florine Manning, and the entire family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mrs. Martha Walker, who would have celebrated her birthday March 23rd, dedication requested by the Walker family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Deacon Rex Allen Poole, who departed this life March 23rd, 2012. Dedication requested by the entire family and the members of the Mount Zion First African Baptist Church. Precious memory lingers still. A loving member, Mr. Robert Allen Gaines, who departed this life March 24, 2020. Dedication requested by the Gaines family. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Mrs. Charlie Mae Lemons, who celebrated her birthday Monday, March 17. Dedication requested by her beloved sons, Mr. Victor and Mr. Dino Lemons, and the entire family. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Christine Grant. Dedication requested by her parents, Scotty, Shakivia Grant, her grandparents, Miss Ida Ruth Bryant, retired Fire Chief Augusta Telfair, and Miss Faye McCray. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Rihanna Redding, who celebrated her birthday Wednesday, March 19. Dedication requested by the Redding, Lawton, and Epps family. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following. Deacon George Jordan and family, his son Deacon Jerome Jordan of Vienna, Georgia, Mr. AJ and Mother Vera Rivers, and the entire Rivers family. Mr. and Mrs. Willie James Patrick and family, Mother Willie Mae Walker and family, Warwick, Georgia, Miss Lucille Baker and family, Deacon Johnny and Mrs. Vera Perry and family of Vienna, Georgia, Mother Mary Benjamin and family, Mother Carlton Wallace and family, Deacon Theodore Key and family, Miss Dorothy Rose Jones and family, Mrs. Valerie Jones Levant and family, the Reverend Lorinda Ray and the entire Ray family, Mrs. Spivey Ray and family, Mrs. Louise Parker Royal and family, Mrs. Helen Parker Sanders and family, Mrs. Bernice Laster and family, Mrs. Claudette Waters and family, Miss Willie Mae Crapp and family, Mrs. Catherine Williams Buford and family, Miss Dorothy King, mother and daughter, Mrs. Deacon Williams and Mrs. Deacon William and Mrs. Robbie Durham and family, Deacon Frank and Sister Gloria Mays and family, Mr. Abbott and Mrs. Debbie Mitchell and family, Deacon John David Law, and the members of the Evergreen Baptist Church of Pinehurst, Georgia, City Commissioner, Mrs. Vesta Bill Shepherd, and the entire Bill family, Miss Mary Bill and family, Deacon Willie Smith and family, Deacon Curtis Lucas Jr. and family, Brother James L. Hughes, and the members of the Church of Christ at Hilltop, Mother Adeline Lofton and family of Araby, Georgia, the Reverend and Mrs. Mathis Wright and family, Deacon and Mrs. Arthur Wright and family, Mrs. Carolyn Bolton and family, and the entire Bolton, Perry, and Walker family, Miss Mary Taylor and family, Miss Rashida Field and family, Miss Debbie Cross and family, the Honorable Juanita Kinchin, Mayor of the City of Warwick, Georgia, Mrs. Tommy Glenn and family, Miss Teresa Stubbins and family, Mrs. Norma Solomon and family, Mrs. Angela Solomon and family, the Reverend Woody and Mrs. Patricia Barnum, and the members of the St. King Baptist Church, Miss Mary Applin and family, Judge Gail Sims and family, Mrs. Thelma Hopper and family, Mrs. Edna Clay and family, Mr. Keith Muntz and family of Americas, Georgia, Mrs. Eddie Mae Cooks and family, Mother Pearl Reed and family, Bishop Maggie Washington and family, Elder Gardner and Mrs. Beulah Morgan and family, Mother Jessie Kate Harmon and family, Mrs. Pastor Ola Lofton and family, Ms. Gail Chanel and family, Mrs. Juanita Montford and family, Ms. Katrina Jones and family, Mrs. Nancy Butler and family, the Dennis family, Mrs. Sidney Ruff and family, Mrs. Annette Ruff and family. Mr. Quentin Ruff and Mrs. Quinetta Ruff and family. Mother Willie Mae Leary and family of Hatley, Georgia. Ms. Valerie Carter and family. Ms. Barbara Robertson and family. Mr. Anthony Williams and family. Mr. Sean Hutchins and family. Mrs. Selma Jackson and family. The Redding family. The Lawton and Epps family. The Rogers family. Deacon and Mrs. Jessie Rogers and family, Mr. Charles and Miss Vivian Daniels and family, Mr. F.D. Lawton and family, Mrs. Lois Reynolds and family, Miss Claudette Armstrong and family, the Christopher family, the Mobley family, Mother Mary Henderson and family, Mrs. Costello Levant and family, Mrs. Dorothy Westbrook and family, the Reverend and Mrs. Nelson Maynard and family, the Reverend Fred and Mrs. Jackie Brown and family, the Reverend and Mrs. Jeff Wilson and family, the Reverend and Mrs. Joseph Hoggebrook and family, Deacon Leroy, Mrs. Diane Thomas and family, Mrs. Sylvia Blackshear and family, Ms. Monica Westbrook and family, the Reverend Artis and Miss LaShawn Westbrook and family, Deacon Charlie and Mrs. Janet Mae Westbrook and family, Mr. Donald and Miss Ruby Daniels and family, Mr. and Mrs. Jesse Mercer and family, Miss Valerie Ross and family, Miss Ann Brooks and family, Miss Geraldine Harvey and family, Mrs. Geraldine Pickens and family, Mr. Deacon and Mrs. Alfred Hoggebrook and family, Deacon James Gaines and family, Mr. Dewey Jones and family. Our first selection this morning goes out to the Talbot family, Deacon and Mrs. John Stubbs and family, Deacon and Mrs. Donald Talbot and family, Mrs. Juanita Mathis Talbot and family, Apostle and Mrs. Morris Jones and family, Mr. Charlie, Mrs. Watine Jackson and family, Mr. Ernie and Mrs. Lisa Bryan and family, Ms. Luvetta James and family, the family of the late Deacon and Mrs. Betty Crane, Ms. Lily Crane and family, Ms. Shanta K. Bowens and family, Mrs. Patsy Carter and family of Vienna, Georgia, Deacon and Mrs. Zachary Fields and family, Deacon Tommy and Mrs. Gradine Ford and family, Mrs. Mary Frances Davis and family, Mr. Joseph Glenn and family, Ms. Mary Taylor and family, Mother Willie McGill and family, Mr. and Mrs. Judge Glenn and family, Mrs. Burrow Patrick and family, Mr. Frederick Hardeman and family, Mr. Lonnie Walker and family, Mrs. Annette Stembridge and family, Mrs. Eddie Mae Cooks and family, Mrs. Connie James and family, Mrs. Mary Applin and family, Ms. Geraldine Ford and family, Mr. William Carter of Hatley, Georgia, and the entire Carter family, Mrs. Geneva Curry and family, Mrs. Martha Westbrook and family, the family, children of the late Mother Lucille Westbrook, Deacon Roger Westbrook and family, Mr. and Mrs. Lonnie Walker and family, Mrs. Ann Ross and family, Miss Aletha Brown and family, Mrs. Burnell Welburn and family, Deacon and Mrs. Frank Brown and family, and the members of the Odom Grove Baptist Church. Our first selection for this morning.
growing. Tell them, do you know, have your radio with you? We're ready now.
We're ready. Right.
Our next selection this morning is dedicated to the following. Mr. Kelvin Pless of Americus, Georgia. I'd like to thank him for bringing our music selection for us this morning. Mrs. Athaline Perry and family, Ms. Quasha Perry and family, Mr. and Mrs. Clarence White and family, Mr. and Mrs. Bobby Anderson and family, Ms. Nettie Mae Wise and family, Mrs. Alton Jordan and family, Mr. and Mrs. Scotty Grant and family, the Clee Cross family, Mr. Clayton Dykes and family, the Charlotte Cheney family, the Clayton family, Mr. Harry Bird family, Miss Carrie Wheeler and family, Miss Lucia Bryant and family, Mr. Michael Sanders and family, Miss Lily Brown and family, Mr. Willie B. Barnes and family, Mr. and Mrs. Eddie James Walker and family, the Burks family, the Army Lester family of Byronville, Georgia, the Reverend and Mrs. Lewis Burden and family, Deacon and Dr. Albert King and family, the Hazel Clark family, Mrs. Harry Ward and family, Mrs. Ruthie Daniels and family, Mrs. Viola Green and family, Miss Pearline Roundtree and family, Miss Sarah Coleman and family, Mrs. Margaret Jordan and family, retired educator, Deacon Walter Brown and family, Mr. Winston Keaton and family, Mr. and Mrs. Arthur Morrell and family, Mother Sally Morrell and family, Mrs. Martha Harris and family, Miss Mary Morrell and family, the Lester family, Mr. James Byram and family, Mrs. Curtis Whitfield and family, Mr. and Mrs. Joe Clark and family, Vienna, Georgia, Mrs. S.M.A. Davis and family, Ms. Odessa Sheffield and family, Mrs. Benita Armstrong and family, Mr. Edgar Lee and family, Deacon and Mrs. Willie Fields and family, Deacon Roger Fields and family, Mrs. Christine Jordan and family of Vienna, Georgia, Mr. Earl Passmore and family, Mr. Larry Passmore and family, Mr. Louis Harry L. Sr. and family, Mrs. Yvette Zanders and family, Mr. Alvin Jones and family, Mrs. Rosa Ridley and family, Deacon and Mrs. Grandy Ridley and family, Ms. Rosa Rice and family, Mr. Henry Wheeler and family, Mr. Ricky Smith and family, Mrs. Daphne Askew and family, Miss Minnie L. Passmore and family, Mrs. W.J. Billingsley of Unadilla, Georgia and family, Mrs. Stephanie Westbrook and family, Miss Cheryl Royal and family, Mr. Willie James Young and family, Mrs. Shirley Washington and family, Mr. and Mrs. Michael Dubreeze and family, Mrs. Mary Jo Osby and family, Mr. and Mrs. Carl Westbury and family, Mrs. Charlotte Leonard and family, Deacon Carl Reuben Smith and family, Mr. and Mrs. Franklin Jordan and family, Mrs. Dorothy Nadine Young and family, Ms. Rosanna Leggett and family, Mrs. Dana Leggett Lester and family, Mrs. Jackie Wheeler and family, Mr. Kelvin Whitfield and family, Mrs. Alice Faith Green and family, Mrs. Ruby Kitchen and family, the children of the late Reverend Nathaniel Jackson, Mr. Alton K. Brown and family, Mrs. Rhonda Lester and family, Mr. Calvin Ford and family, Mrs. Christine Kitchen and family, Ms. Annette Leary and family, Mr. Ira Robinson and family, Mr. Steve Jackson III, Mr. and Mrs. Olin Askew and family, Ms. Cynthia Rush and family, Ms. Dorothy West and family, Mr. Reginald Billingsley and family, Ms. Cynthia Webb and family, Mr. Mark Westbrook, musician, Mrs. Nettie Berman family, Mrs. Lorraine Harriel and family, Mr. Bert Kitchens and family, Mr. and Mrs. Alvin Lester and family, Mr. Robert Ford and family, Deacon and Mrs. James Askew and family, Mrs. Alice Henry and family, Mr. and Mrs. Donnie Brown and family, Mr. Tony Stubbs and family, Mrs. Annette Whitfield and family, Mrs. Cornelia Brown and family, Mr. Harold Bryant and family, Mrs. Darcy Owen and family, Mrs. Arnett Holmes and family, the Reverend Dion Jones and family, Mrs. Aletha Askew, church clerk and trustee of the New Oak Grove Baptist Church. Our selection for this morning. Hello. Good morning. How you doing, Brother Brown? Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, yes, sir. We'll make sure somebody. What time do you know? Yeah. Okay. That'll be good. Okay. All right. Thank you. And I tell you what, give him this number and call me. Okay. Thank you, sir. It is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcement. United States Army veteran Deacon James Arthur Smith, age 93, of 410 West 4th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Wednesday, March 19th at his residence in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for United States Army veteran Deacon James Arthur Smith, age 93, will be held Friday, March 28th at 11 a.m. in the sanctuary of his beloved Greater Morris Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church in Cordele, Georgia. The pastor, the Reverend Dr. Jwwilliams, will officiate. The burial with military honors will follow in the veterans section of the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. The public visitation will be Thursday, March 27th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Miss Bernita Lynn Cross, age 64, of 412 West 19th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Sunday, March 2nd at her residence in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Benita Lynn Cross, age 64, will be announced at a later date, pending the completion of the arrangements. Deacon S. Johnny May Griffin Campbell, age 79, of 1006 South 10th Street, Cordele, Georgia, died Friday, March 21st at the Palm Beach Gardens Medical Center in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. The funeral service for Deacon S. Johnny May Griffin Campbell, age 79, will be announced at a later date, pending the completion of the arrangements. Mrs. Sharon Yvette Rosador Kennard, age 68, of 614 East 12th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Friday, March 21st at her residence in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Sharon Yvette Rosador Kennard, age 68, will be announced at a later date, pending the completion of the arrangements. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week. Our next and final selection for this morning is dedicated to the bereaved family whose loved ones were laid to rest during the past week. The family of Deacon S. Hazel Bembry Daniels of Cordele, Georgia. This selection is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones will be laid to rest during this week. The family of United States Army veteran Deacon James Arthur Smith of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Ms. Benita Lynn Cross of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Deacon S. Johnny Mae Griffin Campbell of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Sharon Yvette Rosador Kennard of Cordele, Georgia. This selection is dedicated to the sick and shut-in, to all patients in the local and surrounding hospitals, nursing homes, and rehabilitation centers, to our beloved ministers and their devoted family members, to all retired educators, to the men and women serving in our armed forces, both stateside and abroad, to all veterans, and to everyone who listens to our program on each Sunday morning. It's a pleasure for us to bring it to you. Our program goes out in memory of our past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams, to my wife, Mrs. Calandra Wilkerson Parker, to my son, Jai Wilkerson Parker. This selection goes out to my brother, retired Chief Master Sergeant Norman F. Dexter, and his wife, Dr. Gwendolyn Maxine Dexter, and their grandson, Noble of Vienna, Georgia. This selection goes out to my sister, Mrs. Patsy Jackson, and her husband, Mr. Jim Jackson of Cordele, Georgia. Goes out to my niece, Mrs. Vera Mathis. Goes out to Mrs. Florine Montfrey Manning and the entire Montfrey and Manning family. This selection goes out to Deacon and Mrs. Sam Montfrey and family. Goes out to my nephew, Deacon Kenneth Smith, program chairman of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church, and here with us this morning presenting our program to our YouTube watchers and Facebook watchers this morning. This selection goes out to our pastor, Dr. K.M. Williams, goes out to his wife, Sister Kathy Williams, and family, their son, the Reverend Christopher Williams, pastor of the Antioch Baptist Church of Cuthbert, Georgia. This selection goes out this morning to our dear friend and brother, long-standing, the Reverend Johnny Dean, pastor of the New Poplar Springs Baptist Church of Byronville, Georgia. Goes out to our dear brother and friend, Deacon Jimmy Charles Montfrey, chairman of the Board of Deacons of the Crossroads Baptist Church. Goes out to his beloved wife, Mrs. Carol Montfrey, and family, the entire Montfrey family. Our selection goes out to our beloved Miss East May Sanders and family. Goes out to Mr. Cleveland R. Lemon, oldest staff member of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home and steward of the Bethel CME Church here in the city of Cordele, Georgia. Our final selection this morning goes out to Mrs. Eleanor Ray and family, Minister Mrs. Robbie Williams and family, Mrs. Alma Johnson and family, Mrs. Ernestine Gaines and family, Mrs. Christine Gaines and family, Mr. Leroy Bass Sr. and family, Deacon Major Walker and family, Stuart Lottie Barrett and family, and the members of the Davis Chapel CME Church, Mrs. Linda Butcher, Mrs. Eula Hamilton and family, Mr. Edward Butler and family, Mrs. Anna Rose and family, Mrs. Virginia Williams and family, Mr. Wayne Foster and family, Mr. Nicholas Johnson and family, Mr. and Mrs. Broccoli Johnson and family, Mr. and Mrs. White Johnson and family, Mr. and Mrs. Cedric Johnson and family, Mr. and Mrs. Harry Fox and family, Elder J.C. and Minister Annette Clark and family, Deacon James and Dr. Elizabeth Maddox and family, their mother, Mrs. Eddie Mae Graper and family, Mr. Robert and Mrs. Fannie Mae Pope and family, Minister Robbie, Mrs. Joanne Williams and family, Mr. Norris and Mrs. Gail Bembry and family, Mrs. Dolores Lamons and family, Mrs. Nancy Bryan and family, the Reverend Joe Lee Butts and family, Mrs. Rosa Colbert and family, Mrs. Janie Mae Miller and family, Minister Alice Mae McKenzie and family. Our final selection for this morning. That's all the way around with you.
But I can really just stop and go to the room. Can he go back to the beginning so like I'm ending it live? Can he go back to the end and show the funeral home?
You finish.
Yeah, I want to go back to the front. Thought I would be doing.
You too. You finish and music sound.
That's what we go. That's what we go. Did you close it out? Did you do it? Did you run the phone? It's not running the phone.
Yeah, it's doing. Now you won't see it closed up.
Okay.